I tried. I tried, people. They're like, give this a chance. It can't be that bad. You know, you can just tell when something's going to be bad without even getting into it. How? By past performances. Things that happen. You know, you relearn from our past. We see how things go down. If it keeps going down the same kind of way, and the person or things that are happening the same way it is, you know it's going to happen. There's no point in giving a shot and stuff like that. It always happens every single time. It happened with Castlevania. It happened with freaking Tomb Raider. It happened with Ultron. It happened with She-Ra. It happened with any time Netflix gets their grippy little hands on an original IP and just completely screws with it. And the only people who are okay with it are those who were never really first-time fans in it in the first place. They never really cared about that IP. They never really cared about that franchise. They only heard things or seen memes or seen music videos, and that is it. They never cared. They just like, who cares? This appeals to my ideology, so who cares, right? That's all that matters. Ooh, flashy animation. Curse, 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 curse. Curse. That's all it is. What I'm talking about, you know, the picture, Devil May Cry, the Netflix series. I'm not calling this an anime. It's not an anime. Castlevania is not an anime. The Tomb Raider wasn't an anime. It's not. It's the same studio that does these things. It did freaking Masters of the Universe, Revelation, or whatever the fuck it's called. My little brother was a bigger fan of He-Man, and he hated that shit. You know, you just gotta sometimes just see when things are going to happen. You know how it's going to play out. See, that Aldi, that Addy dude, he can make a video having him, his nerd collection in the background, having his books of Berserk and his Devil May Cry books by Tokyo Pop. It means nothing, okay? People can buy anything, just put on front and says, yes, this is the kind of person I am. This is what I care about. I care about Devil May Cry and stuff. No, you don't, because you didn't care about Castlevania. You didn't understand the characters. Same studio that did Tomb Raider to understand Tomb Raider. You had to change characters. And now you're doing this with Devil May Cry. Will this affect the main series? No, it won't. But for some reason, when these creators do stuff like this, it really makes the original creators very, very uncomfortable. I mean, they look at this stuff as like, what are these fuckers thinking? And that's exactly what's going on right now. Like, Jesus Christ, man. I watched all 8 episodes, and it was entertaining when it comes to the action. But everything else is just, it's like DMC. Where 7th Gen. You know, you had DMC, you know, where it wasn't Dante, but it was Dante. It was some reboot of how the Americans wanted to write the story by Ninja Theory. The gameplay was amazing, the music was stellar, but that was created by the Japanese. The writing was created by the Westerners, and boy do they suck at it. But some would say that if this wasn't Devil May Cry, the game, the DMC, they would have loved it completely. Like, wow, it's his own thing. But no, it's this Western narcissistic, ideologic plague that keeps happening with us. You know, he put on the fucking white wig, he looked like Dante, and he says, not in a million years. It's like, Westerns have this thing where they just have to disrespect the original IP for some reason. Like, they just get a hard-on for it for some reason. Like, oh, I can't stand the past. We are better. We're more improved. Hell, look what happened to the freaking recent Snow White movie. See how she freaking trashed the old Snow White movie, which was truly an age of its time. And not just that, it is timeless, for God's sakes. It's the first true motion picture movie to ever be created. And this bitch shows up and disrespects it. And then, look what's happening now, huh? Who's having the last laugh? But anyways, I watched this. This doesn't feel like Dante. It feels like I'm watching Nero in Dante's body. And you know how you feel more about this? Is how you play Devil Trigger. Why are you playing Devil Trigger? Which is a Nero's theme. So not only you sound like Nero, you act like Nero. And now you also have his theme song, Dante. Yes, that's what it is. Oh, of course. And of course, not to mention Dante's nerfed. Dante's freaking nerfed. He's freaking, like, he's getting his butt kicked. He's struggling to fight. At the point where Lady, which people idolize, which was a cool female character in the show, is not Lady. You know, it's a typical Netflix girl power, female empowerment kind of character she is. You know, she's muscular, all she does is cuss, and she has to show off the main character every single time because that's what she is. The story is more about Lady than it's about Dante. It really is. Like, people say Dante had a double-character story. It does have a story. It is not trying to be as complex as it is. Because the main focus, what you focus on, is killing demons. See, the thing about demons is that they're supposed to be creatures who act on instinct. They crave destruction. They crave mayhem. And the stronger ones are more intelligent and they plan things out, but they still go by their instinct. They choose to rule over a desolate land of destruction and chaos. That's what they want. But Sparta is supposed to be the exception. He's supposed to be the one that rises above the instinct and found his own humanity to fight against the madness. That's why he became a legend. He became the exception. So what is the point of Sparta, the legend, where it turns out this entire time there are demons who were just like him on the weaker levels where they were just like you and me. They're looking for a place to live and stuff like that. Oh my God, have some compassion. You know, it's like, it makes no sense. You completely destroy the reason why Sparta exists. What makes him a legend is that where everything else is supposed to be a mindless tool of destruction, like a shoo from Wakfu. I'm going to talk about Wakfu like later on, not in this video, but later on this week. But anyways, you destroyed Sparta Legend. Speaking of Sparta Legend, you remember in Devil May Cry 3 how Lady was talking about Sparta, about this legendary person and his legacy of his two twin sons and stuff, how interesting and cool it sounds. And then this one's like the typical Westerner side, no Westerns, Sparta 2000, blah, 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 this shit. It's like, really? Really? This is your character? This is everything about a female character? Oh my God, this dude, Adi is definitely the Neil Druckmann of Netflix. He is the Neil Druckmann of Netflix. He cannot create his own thing. He can only take something that someone else has and put his own spin to it. That's all he can do. That is who he is. A hack. I don't care what anyone says, he's a freaking hack. And those who are defending it or making fun of those, it's like, I get tired of this trope as well, where we get upset about something because we watch it and we keep seeing it being defamed and destroyed and just pissed on. And you'll have people who come up and say like, look at people who are getting angry over this, and so it's ridiculous and stuff. Why not get angry about this? Why not? Imagine you keep seeing something with great legacy, something that's been lasting the test of time for years. And I'm just not talking about this franchise, but many franchises that we have seen being destroyed throughout the years, who are former shells of themselves. Star Wars is the perfect example of that. Star Wars was supposed to be a timeful event every time it released something. And everyone was there to celebrate it, to dress up, to get together. Because let's face it, we were rejected in a normal society as nerds and geeks because the normies couldn't understand what we liked and why we liked it. So we found this as our scapegoat. But then as it became money printing and became mainstream, now all of a sudden it's okay. Everyone liked it this entire time. And then they ruin it, they mess it up, and we complain about it. They said, shut up, nerds. And they just like, we were here first, assholes. Like, we fixed this first. We started this crap. Now you come over now because it's trendy and that's all you care about. And then when the trend dies, so does the franchise. You look at Star Wars, for God's sakes. It's dying or it's already dead. And many other franchises as well after it is dying or dead. But anyways, because people like this guy, Adi, keeps putting their hands on things and thinking, I'm a masterpiece. No, you write the same thing over and over again, Adi. You literally write the same thing over and over again. Oh, the white people are the bad guys. We gotta watch out for the white people. God save us from the... Oh, don't even say that because you gotta mention he has to be banging in your head how much he hates Christianity. Oh my God. It's not he don't hate religion, he just hates Christianity. Every time he gotta write about something in these Netflix shows, he's gotta find some way to make Christianity with the bad guys the entire time. Oh my goodness. Castlevania is a perfect example of that. In original Castlevania stories, the Christians are there to help you in your journey to take down Dracula in the Forest of Darkness. That is the entire point. And other than that, it's just the main characters fighting off the forces of evil. And also in Devil May Cry, there's no Christianity really put into it. And people keep saying, but Devil May Cry 4, no. Devil May Cry 4 worships Sparta, not God. They worship Sparta. And Sparta is a demon. That's on my check. It's not even called Christianity, you idiots. They just inspired off the aesthetics of goth culture, which was created back in the day during the Renaissance. So there's that. So anyway, it's just kind of like, of course, Christianity is bad. No matter what thing he writes, he can't help himself. He has made the Christians the bad guys. And of course, the white people, or the bad guys, at the end, invading hell and taking over hell, a place of evil, hell, a place of torment. That's what hell is supposed to be. But instead, what is up with a certain people of ideology that loves to make evil sympathetic? I kid you not. What is up with that? Why? Every single time, why do these people love saying demons are just like you and me? They're misunderstood, like the freaking Hazbin Hotel, Hollywood Boss, and plenty of other times where they always gotta make the evil creatures the bad guys. You know who did this right? Freeran. Freaking Freeran is an elf girl. Well, it's about a story about an elf who lived for a long time, who's trying to gain back her life by traveling the world, and with her two little helpers. It is a nice anime. It's very nice, well animated and well paced. But anyway, the main thing about that is that there are these creatures called demons, where technically they're mimics. Either way, they're creatures who just consume and destroy. And there are people out there who don't believe Freeran doing what is she doing. They call her racist. They make her the bad guy sometimes. Can you believe there are people out there who think Freeran is the bad guy or she's the fascist? Because they feel more sympathetic towards the demons who want to torment humanity over, like, there are people out there who actually sympathize with demons. They just sympathize with them, like, oh my god, poor misunderstood demons. And as they probably see a demon in real life, they'll come up and slice them up, kill them, torment them. Because that's the point of a demon, is to torment people. You know, but they for certain can't get that they're skulls. They're that dumb. You know, it's just ironic. You know, it really freaking is, and I can't stand it. Why does this happen? You know, it's just this show, man. It's just like, what do you expect, man? Every time this Netflix gets their hands on something, they always screw it up. That's why I'm not really excited if they ever do the BioShock show. In fact, I would rather someone else. I would rather have Amazon or Paramount do the freaking BioShock show or anything else, because Netflix is not going to do a good job on it. Seriously, when was the last time Netflix did anything that's really good? That's good in today's era. And I'm not talking about Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is old. It already had 6 seasons. It's done. But I mean something now. Nothing at all that people really care about. That's made by them themselves. They suck. And I can't stand it, man. And of course, Virgil shows up. He says something that he would never say. For I am the storm. I am the... It's like the creator, all he did is look up memes and music videos of Devil May Cry, and he picked the things he liked about it. He mashed it all together and sold you on nostalgia. And people who think the same way bought it. And that is it. That is what happened. Nothing good, nothing special. It's just regurgitated trash. That's all it is, man. It sucks. Who's creative vision? Fuck his creative vision, man. Say the same thing about Dragon Ball Evolution. Go on. Say the same thing about Dragon Ball Evolution. Say the same thing. At least some of the characters. Goku didn't act like he's supposed to. But at least the other character did. With Dragon Ball Evolution, Roshi acted like Roshi. Piccolo, not so much. Okay, fine. It's just Roshi. I take it back. I see you that. I see you. I was about to fall into it. No. Dragon Ball Evolution is what it is. So tell the same people. I'm pretty sure the same people who are defending this Devil May Cry will trash on that live-action Dragon Ball movie. I bet you they are the same people. But you're hypocrites. Freaking hypocrites. But anyways, man, it's gone on long enough. This was just, it set me off the point, man. And of course, there are those who are saying, oh, well, they're happy this exists because it ticks off the right kind of people. These are the same kind of people who get upset when companies do layoffs. And companies do layoffs most of the times because of the way you act right now. You are happy that the company is making a stupid decision that can lead them over the edge. And you clap about it because it feeds into your ego. And then when that happens and the people who are in that company get laid off, then you start going after, oh my God, how can they do these layoffs? These poor people, how can they feed their families? How can they pay their rent? How can they do that? Well, you wanted this. You adore it because you allowed your ego to get in your way. And now if there's ever any layoffs happen, it's because of people like you, the people who just cannot stand to just put their ego down and just, for the love of God, think about the bigger picture. You can't do it. You just can't. So I now, when I see that video, that meme video where the guy asks the other guy a question, says, how does it feel to live long enough to see all your favorite franchises be set ablaze? I think that's what he said. And he said, it feels great. It feels great. Because that's what is happening right now. For some reason, this generation, for some reason, is just dead set on burning everything ablaze, man. It's just destroying it. And it's ridiculous. But anyways, now I want to end this video. I'm done. I'm done. I hope you guys have a good day, whatever you are, because I need one. I'm going to give me some pizza, because that's what I need. What I want, anyways. But I'll end it here. Like, comment, subscribe, of course. Hit that bell icon. This has been a Madcrownxox Anime. Signing out.